Pudge, what time is it?
It's time for the Chubby Guys podcast.
Woo!
We're in.
Hey, we're back. How's it going?
Hey, did you notice how quick Hickey threw out there? He was a pilot.
Yeah,
I mean, he thought that the button had been hit, and he was like, "By the way, I'm a pilot."
yeah.
We get it, Hickey.
Hey, we're going to talk about it, man.
They say just give a pilot a minute, he'll tell you.
Yeah. Hey, this is kind of a long-awaited guest here, man.
He big legs us.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hard guy to get in touch.
Yeah.
Man.
Busy, always busy. Elk hunting across the Alps or something, flying to wherever.
Killing bears.
Yeah, killing bears.
Yeah.
It's a good time. I usually roll in about 9 o'clock at night. That's about when
Today, he's been fighting fires.
2 calls since quitting time today. Worked at Geiger Brothers and had 2 today.
Yeah.
Two calls already.
But Geiger Brothers, you're probably not really an 8 to 5 guy there. I mean, you might go late there sometimes too.
I try to be
8 to 2.
You about
8
2?
8 to 2.
No, our guys start real early. Construction. Those guys hit the road 5 a.m. So the phone calls start, and they're thinking about what they're going to do for the rest of the day. And
so you have to be. Do you go in there that early?
No, I'm usually on the phone though. I'm usually getting ready on the phone, or I hit there about 6:30, 7.
Whew, man,
and we quit 5.
Okay, well, man, that's a long day, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
If you start at 9 and end at 10 that night, it's the same thing.
Right.
These guys just get up. What time you go to bed, Hickey?
Oh, 9 o'clock. 9:30.
Yeah.
So
we've got you out past your bedtime probably right now.
Yeah, really close. Actually you do. My whole house is that way, kids and all. Now 5 o'clock they're ready to go.
Yeah, that's my. Hey guys, try the beardedpup.com. Some of the best men's grooming products available on the market. I'll tell you, I have been a big fan of men's grooming products my entire life. And his post-shave balm is the best that I have ever used in my 48 years. Complete facial moisturizer. You can use it on your arms, face, legs, wherever you want. The cologne at thebeardedpup.com will have your wife all over you. Guys, it's real easy. Just go to thebeardedpup.com, pull out your phone. It's really easy. Very interactive website. You can get on there, order a sample pack of any different product that you may want to try. I am here to tell you, this is Chubby Chad endorsed. I think that it is the best products on the market. Beardedpup.com. Get your phone out and go see it. Sun is an early riser.
So is Gibson.
7.
Yeah.
But like our house will be up. Well, they're in the early going to bed generally at our house.
No, we're 11 midnighters. I'm getting better. I used to be 2-3 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting better at that.
Yeah, I've been dragging myself out early. I've been trying to.
Hey, I cut my screen time down to an average of 6 minutes a day.
Gee whiz, well,
that's
because you're
I'm like days.
Yeah.
Are you?
Oh, my phone reminds me, and it's embarrassing.
Dude, I got up to like 4 hours a day at one point, and I was like, whoa. I was like, this has got to stop.
You said, I'm just going to rehab an apartment.
Yeah.
Got to keep you off of it.
I just stay off of it now. I go home, I check it, I fall asleep, I do it again.
Yeah.
I told you, did I tell you the trick? This is not going to be a real serious episode with you, Hickey.
All right, got it.
We're ready to cut loose here for a little bit. Since you won't drink any whiskey with us.
What's the trick?
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Me and Mindy, you're going to make fun of me. I told you about this, I think.
Okay, well, let's hear about it.
We took the family to a Gmail account.
A family Gmail account.
The family, and anything that needs done as far as like let's say on Tuesday, you got to be at in-laws for dinner.
Oh, shared calendar.
Yes, well, we're doing that. Just everything is in that Gmail. Okay, your notes, everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If there's documents, save it in that. Hey, I need this all the time. Well, here it is.
I think that's a good idea, man.
Dude, it's made us so much more efficient. Because, like we were having these like not battles, but like it was like, you'd get to be dinner time. Okay. And it's like, well, what are we doing about dinner? Well, it was never planned. And it's like, that's coming there. No, it's not, it wasn't her fault, but it's like, that's an event that's coming every day.
Right.
You ought to know when it's going to be.
Let's have a little less stress about it.
Yeah. Let's make it easy.
We struggle with that probably worse than anything else, man. I mean,
we do.
It's always like, let's not cook tonight. Let's go out to eat. Where you want to go? Well, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, well, then to hell with it. We're having peanut butter and jelly and going to bed.
Yeah. It's I don't know. It's really helped.
We got a group calendar, same thing. I mean, when I quit work, I basically pull my watch up. I'm like, all right, where do I got to go?
Where am I supposed to be?
It helps a bunch because I lose it,
Yeah. No, Mindy's not been 100% ready.
Compliant.
Them teachers, but now listen, now they whatever schools out, they just kind of it's shut down. Yeah, they're not trying to
pool.
Yeah.
They're not. Yeah, it's pools.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's all I hear.
And then sleep. And sleep. Yeah. And relaxation.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen a group that just full blown shut down.
Yeah. Well, they're like, man, it's going too fast. I'm like, what? I mean, what?
Yeah, we got a month?
Yeah, I know.
A month and they're back in.
Yeah. And I'm like, hey, good. I mean, I think the kids, everybody needs to, let's move.
It's opposite for us. I mean, we ramp up in the summer.
Oh, yeah.
Kids are to pool every day, and we're going haywire.
Yeah.
At work.
Where you been flying to recently?
I flew to Knoxville and gave myself COVID about a month ago.
Did you get over it? Did you got any symptoms?
I did. Went down there, landed, kids, took the kids with me, working. I was working down there in our office. Took them down there to my mother's and
Oh, yeah.
told her
handy.
that they got some allergies. I said, man, you got something blooming down here that's not in Ohio. It wasn't 15 minutes after I got to the house. And Mom's like, oh, my friend had COVID. Said the same thing. I'm like, oh, whatever. I get ready to go to work the next day, and she throws a COVID test, and I take it, jump in the shower, get out. I'm like, I know it's negative. Didn't feel like the first time. And positive. Put me, she locked me in a bedroom down there at the house, and I got to come out 5 days later.
Is that the way it works now?
5 days.
Yeah.
If you're unvaccinated, I don't know. I don't know. I read it when I got it. But.
Oh, what are you, Hickey? Did you take the jab?
So they scared me to death the first time. So I got COVID the first time, and right out of Thanksgiving in 2020.
Oh yeah, you got it when Massey got it after the show.
We all crashed out.
Yeah,
so I had fevers for 4 months.
That's what we thought. Yeah, you laid up.
Oh, it was awful. I hate it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had fevers 4 months. My hair started falling out. I mean,
Oh, my goodness.
Karen Young, Jeff Young's wife, had about the same time, same symptoms. It was, I finally went to Adina. I'm like, look, I'll go home if I'm being a wuss, and that's what I told him.
Yeah.
And he goes, something's wrong. You don't have fevers for 4 months. And finally, they did some blood work on Friday, took 7 or 8 tubes of blood, said, come back in 2 weeks, take a steroid. On Tuesday, they called and said, get back in here, something's really wrong. They set me down, they're like, you could have bone marrow issues, a blood cancer, and I'm like, dear Lord, man, I thought I had COVID.
Yeah, right.
Right. I got over it shortly thereafter, but they sent me over to a blood specialist at Adina, and slowly everything kind of trended back to normal. But they were seeing things that weren't matching. Like if something's low, it should be low. They were seeing one low and one high. They couldn't ever make sense of it.
Did you get that infusion?
No, it was before that.
Oh, okay.
I had it real early.
It was pretty early, yeah.
And I really struggled with it. And then where I'm on the fire department, first responders could get it early, the COVID vaccine, and everybody got it. And I'm like, well, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want this shit again.
Yeah.
So went and got it. I never did get boosted.
Did you get the second one?
Yeah, I did get both shots.
That's what I am. So I'm not technically probably then fully.
Yeah, you don't count anymore. They give you no credit if you're unboosted under current guidelines. It's like being unvaccinated. And if they would have told me that up front, I would have never got it.
So, all right, I got boosted once. Okay, but how long does that last?
They got some guidelines. I want to say 6 months, but I'm not 100%.
I feel like I'm probably due for another one, but it's kind of just trickled.
It's endless.
That's what I mean.
So I got COVID. My mom got COVID. The kid's aunt and uncle got COVID. My dad got COVID out of this last round, and none of us had it like we did the first time. I think it's losing its teeth.
Well, yeah, I think that when it switched to that Omicron variant or whatever, I think that's a little lighter one, man.
Yeah, my second one was.
And I think that's what I had the first time. Like it wasn't. I mean, mine did.
24 hours. I was on my ass.
Yeah. I didn't move for a couple days.
Yeah, it did that to me the first time. COVID. Yeah. Now this one, tired a day or two, and then right back to.
Oh, so
I had
you were
to stay.
fine.
Yeah, yeah, nothing. Everybody in the family that got the second go around, much milder.
Okay.
So I'm over the boosters. I think it's going to be like a flu.
It is. And here's the thing. I mean, now, hell, you've had it twice. You've probably got some natural immunity build up.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
But I flew down there, and then they took my airplane, and I had to drive home.
Oh.
They needed it for
You're
work.
a pretty savvy cat. I don't have to give you too much credit, Hickey.
Yeah.
But me and Mindy was just talking. We went to Chillicothe, went to Menards or something. Sunday. And COVID seems to be over. Do you think it is? Like, I was looking at the crowds, like Chillicothe seems somewhat packed, but then like for 4th of July weekend, I didn't think it was that packed.
I think there's a lot of kind of like the way I think of it. It's lost its teeth. If I get it, fine. It's the flu's out there.
I think people
I'm
are
gonna
less.
get the flu.
I think people are less scared of it now.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You know?
they were terrifying you.
Well,
for,
I mean,
for what
heck,
they were
when
telling
that first came out, I mean, I was kind of afraid. Like, geez, do we go out of the house? What
Exactly.
what is this stuff? And then
I think that's over.
oh
Yep.
yeah,
Now it's
yeah.
like I got it. This sucks. I got to stay at home for 5 days.
And I'll tell you what, I think you give it another 2 years, it's going to be just like the flu, or something like that.
Or
It's just-
history.
Huh?
Or history.
Or history, yeah. I mean, there might be 1 year there might be some variant that you never know.
It obviously had some teeth early on, though. I mean, it
geez,
took out a lot of good people. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
it did.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
And then, now you get it. Like I got it. First time I got it, I was like, oh,
This is it.
This is it. I had to take a couple breathing treatments. I mean, I'm like, what in the world? My goal after like week 1 was to walk down my driveway, which is a quarter mile. And I made it about halfway and I sat down. As far as I can make it. I mean, I'm going to barely make it much more than that now. But,
man.
but seriously, that was my goal. And now I got it. I'm like, whatever.
Well, and
A
it
couple
seemed
days,
like,
I'm
it
good to
seemed
go.
like the people that were getting it early like that, like, man, it just hung on too.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
it just hung on.
Yeah.
And no energy. I mean, but all right, you talked about you flying to Knoxville, man. So how long have you been a pilot?
I'd say 2012, maybe. I have to look back through my logbooks.
What got you into that, man?
So, in college, there's a guy here, a local guy, Randy Golf. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Randy Golf.
Oh, yeah.
The
Desert
mom
Storm?
and dad lived right across from
The Desert Storm Hero?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So when my mom and my dad knew him very well, so
Yeah.
he was stationed as a fighter instructor in Sumter, South Carolina,
Uh-huh.
and we'd go to Myrtle Beach, and they would take me a day or two and go to the military base. He'd get me like a full access pass,
yeah.
and I went to Aviation Challenge, which is like space camp in Huntsville, Alabama. That's all I wanted to ever do, because you get up in the morning, those guys. They talk about flying, and they go fly, and then when they're done in their, I want to call it a squadron. I don't know if I'm using the right words, but in their squadron, they had a couple beer taps. They would debrief, and they'd have a couple beers and go home, fly airplanes again next day. I'm like, how could life get any better? And that's what I always wanted to do. I broke my leg in high school. I was going into my senior year, and I got screws in my left leg. They said you could do anything in the Air Force, probably never make it to pilot. And I'm like, that's what I wanted to do. So I ended up going into engineering, got into construction, but that's all I ever wanted to do. So I finally saved up some money. Eric in the office started flying, took me up. First time I was terrified, and just kept going from there. So I kind of got to where I wanted to be, but it just took me a lot longer. I wanted to fly in the military. That's all I wanted to do. And it was because Randy had given me that experience as a kid to watch fighter jets, up front and climb all over them.
My.
It was a great time.
Yeah. Now then, do you fly jets now, right?
Yeah.
Small jets, like
I'm SIC, which is second in command, so co-pilot in like a Citation. It can hold about 11 people.
okay.
Fly PIC in a Vision jet, single engine jet.
Yeah.
But twin engine rated, commercially rated.
What's PIC mean?
Pilot in command.
Pilot in command, okay.
It's if somebody's flying, there's always a pilot in command, so there's never any argument or you don't know what you're supposed to be doing. You're PIC today, you're flying the airplane. That way there's no confusion because you got to be firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's interesting.
So,
like
now, do you generally, when you're flying a jet like that, do you generally have a co-pilot?
Yeah. So you can fly the Vision without a co-pilot.
Yeah.
Most of your twin engine jets, some of them are single pilot certified, but very few. And then you have to have special requirements to do that. So 95% of them out there, I would say, are flown two pilot because you're so busy. You're so fast. Everything's so fast. So in a Vision jet, you're going, 315 knots. 350, maybe 350 miles an hour. I mean, things are happening quick.
Yeah.
And it's really nice when the guy beside you is dealing with the radios.
Right.
Everybody's kind of got their own role.
Their lane.
And exactly. And it takes that burden off. And you got another set of eyes going, you hit the wrong button.
Okay.
Or, hey, what do you think about this weather ahead of you? Could I need to go left, deviate right? You got another opinion beside you that's been there, done that.
Right. So, and what's the difference then in like a twin prop plane?
So typically the way you learn is you start as a VFR pilot. Visual flight rules is what that stands for. So you fly around nice weather, single engine, always a single engine piston.
That's so scary.
Then you go to they turn you loose. Like I don't know. I think I had maybe maybe
And is
10 or
that where
11
you're
hours.
not using instrumentation?
That's
You're
right.
just-
It's all
visual.
ground reference. Like
Okay.
you know if you're upside down, right? Because
Yeah.
you can see the ground.
Right.
Then you go to get an instrument ticket, IFR flying, which instrument flying means you fly in the clouds, bad weather.
Yeah.
You don't have to see the ground. You take off, 0 visibility, follow the center line, fly it out of there. That's all gauges. That's usually step 2. And then you can do, like I went, my step 2 was the IFR, and then I went commercial single, which is a commercial pilot, meaning you can be for hire, and you fly single engine. Then I did private. I think I did private multi, meaning 2 engines, typically piston engines still with propellers. Then I did commercial multi, so I can fly I can be for hire. Like I got enough hours now that if I wanted to, I could probably go and get picked up because there was a big pilot shortage.
Well, like a commercial airline or just like a private?
Either. I've got some buddies that actually started way after me that I met flying, and they're flying for Delta. One of them just got promoted to Delta last month, flying a big iron. He's waiting on a simulator spot, and then he's turned loose.
Well, is it like, all right, the larger aircraft?
Yep.
The you're flying. Is there a great difference in that and a twin engine jet that you're flying right now?
No,
Like-
your big airliners are typically statistically way safer, right? You got
Yeah,
2
right.
very qualified pilots up front. You got
Yeah.
tons of redundant systems. You got 2, 3, 4 engines. I mean, the redundancy's there. That's why they're safe. It's really safe mode of travel for you to buy a commercial ticket and go somewhere.
Yeah.
You do run into. We go into a lot smaller airports, shorter runways. So what we do is statistically not nearly as safe as a commercial airline. It's nice because you can go to little podunk airports and 5,000-foot runways where they typically land where there's 10 or 12,000 feet.
Yeah.
So it's built. The programs are all built in the instruction and the training that it's just a much safer environment for those big guys.
Yeah.
Okay. But could you fly one of those big planes?
Yeah. So if I wanted to, I could apply like PSA out of Dayton. There's a lot of regional carriers that fly under American or
Oh, yeah.
sticker different.
Yeah.
But they put you in a simulator training. You become an ATP with I think 1,500 hours. You can become an ATP, which is an airline transport pilot, and you'll fly right seat while you got an experienced pilot beside you for a while, and then eventually you move over to left seat. So yeah, I mean it's definitely possible. I wish I knew. Coming out of high school, I didn't know what the options were. I thought, well, I can't fly airplanes in the military, so I got to go be an engineer.
Yeah.
And you can actually, like, if I knew what I knew now, and I know the people I know now, it's really streamlined. I mean, you could be 23 years old.
Logan's doing it.
Exactly. And I finally talked to him, and I've got a guy, he's a DPE for the FAA. He's a guy you ride with that blesses off your ability, basically.
Right.
They call it a check ride. And phenomenal guy. And I told Logan, I said, just go see him. This is what he does. And I watched him put, dozens of people into the airlines. And I'm like, the guy's a great instructor. Get up there. And he's doing it. And he'll be flying commercially probably 23, 24 years old. If he has the hours, he may be flying.
Wow.
I mean, you may walk on an airplane, he'd be standing in a nice shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably get off. But, nah.
No, well, I mean, I one of my last job, we flew private occasionally.
Yeah.
Like the owner has had a membership through like Millionaire or
There's
something
Millionaire,
like that.
NetJets, those guys.
I don't know what it was. but-
Fractional ownership.
And every now and then we get, and man, I'm telling you, that is a nice way to travel, man. No bag checks, no airport. I mean, go throw your bag in the back, sit down, boom.
Yeah,
You're
it's
out.
funny. We flew some iron workers, local boys here, Shay Meredith, Kevin Meredith, those guys.
Yeah.
We flew them back and forth to Knoxville. And, they'd walk through the terminal with their 12-pack of beer, get in the back of the airplane, and,
Yep.
and 30, an hour later, we're back in Jackson.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
So it's a 6-hour car ride, and there are no plane rides to Jackson, Ohio. So it was really
No.
convenient for those guys, and it was a good tool for us to get them,
Yeah.
hey, will you go down there and work for us 6 hours from home?
Yeah.
And we would try to get, when the weather permits, we'll try to get you home, in an
Yeah,
hour rather
yeah.
than put you on the road for 12 hours in your 48-hour weekend.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and do you do that a lot with your employees then? Or?
A lot of supervision. Since early on, when we were a Jackson-based company, and we would just had jobs in Knoxville.
Right.
So we've since bought an office down there. We've got an office. It's pretty well staffed. It's got 5 or 6 guys that work out there full time. So there's not as much travel, but we go down and see those guys a lot. Like one of our main superintendents up here, he was my right-hand man up here, which is, I hate to lose him, but he's running a lot of work down there, Terry Spencer, and he,
There it goes.
Oh.
Stuck to the coaster. My bad,
Yeah.
Hickey. My bad.
he bought a house. You know,
okay,
we
so-
have we have trouble down there because that area is so nice.
Yeah, it is.
You know, you got the mountains, you got the hiking, you got the biking, you got lakes everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we send a guy down there and he won't come home. You know, like they'll just buy a house. Like, I'm good. You find me work, I'll stay.
Yeah.
You know,
There'll be
That's
people
kinda
take
how
up
he does.
residency.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing.
I think that's cool.
They love it.
How often do you find yourself going down there then, man?
Should go down there more. I get pretty wrapped up here. You know, my intent was to go down like every other week.
Okay.
You know, for 3 or 4 days at a time.
Yeah.
My mother and stepfather live down there and on the water, so I can go down there, and it's about 15 minutes from the office. Real convenient
Oh,
for me.
so
I
you
land,
can-
they pick
yeah.
me up at the airport. I steal a car from them.
Yeah. Do you guys like now? Does Geiger Brothers like? Do you guys have like a condo or anything down there, or do you like go to hotels? What do you do?
We do both. We have hotels for guys that aren't there full time or
Right.
cruise. You know, overflow. We do hotels. We got some deals with some local hotels. Kayla's
Yeah.
worked out. But we have 4 apartments, so they're
okay.
fully furnished. The guys have laundry. That way, they don't have to bring all their their
yeah.
suitcase
Yeah.
and their clothes. It's all
So if
done
they
during
know
the
they're
week.
going to be down there for
Yep.
say 2 or 3 months,
Yep.
like they can leave their stuff there and
Absolutely.
fly home and see people here. And then
Yeah,
fly-
they'll either if the weather's bad, they'll take off Friday or Thursday evening. A lot of times they work 410s.
Yeah.
It's Thursday evening they'll drive back, or we'll go down and get them. But it keeps all their stuff down there, so it's more
Yeah.
like it's not. I mean, being on the road's no fun. I mean,
Well,
nobody
no,
loves it.
sucks, yeah.
And it kind of makes it a little home for them there.
Yeah.
That hopefully is more convenient
Oh heck yeah!
because
That's
we
cool.
appreciate them going down there for us. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we got guys that they all got kids. They got kids in sports. I mean, same place we're at in life.
Sure.
And now they're 6 hours from home. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But I'll tell you what, if you guys are able to fly them like that, it doesn't feel like it then a lot
Yeah,
of times.
it does help. They usually are gun shy at first, or we'll hit a couple storms here and there. But like Shay and those guys, they got used to it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and they were seeing the airplanes and looking at the
I mean,
weather.
they're probably like, heck, man. I mean, an hour versus 6. You know.
yeah, they'll usually ride with you.
I got a good Shay story.
Oh, there's a lot of good Shay stories out there.
This was like last week one day. I think it was midnight. My phone starts blowing up. Shay's texting me.
Okay.
He has found this life insurance guy on TikTok, and Shay's got questions.
Oh my goodness. Oh
So-
my goodness.
The next day, I called him and I was like, "Hey, listen, next time one of the midnight TikTok gurus hits you,
Yeah.
I said, just set a reminder for in the morning. I said, let's not be getting any financial advice laying on the pillow.
Hey, swipe right.
Yeah,
yeah.
No, that's good.
I love that guy.
They
Yeah.
are. They're great.
I played that party you guys had.
Yeah. Yeah.
Greg, or no, it's Kevin.
Yep.
Kevin Meredith
Yep.
and
Chuck
Scott.
Yep.
Or somebody else that retired.
Henry retired.
Yeah.
He'd worked for us for years.
And man, you could just tell those guys they're in it with you. I mean, you got
Yeah.
a good crew of dudes, man.
That's where we're very blessed. I'll say is we can literally go do anything. We can go down and build a uranium enrichment plant, or we can go to Ohio State and work in their steam tunnels. We can literally, it don't matter what it is. A helicopter, we rig stuff on the roof of General Mills with helicopters. Those guys are so good at that stuff.
Yeah.
They do stuff that I could only imagine doing. I can
Yeah.
do the paperwork. They can't do the paperwork, but
Yeah.
I also can't weld pipe like an artist. We got some guys like Mikey Landrum and those guys that are just, they make it look so easy. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it looks like an artist did it.
Yeah.
And I can't stick metal together. It's just, I know the process. I can tell you all about it. I can tell you what you need to be doing.
Yeah.
Couldn't remotely do it.
But